Jake Hill now here at the Autosport show, being reconfirmed with Team Hard for another season, so I suppose you can just have a bit of a relax. You're standing by the Litchfield stand just looking at this quite nice GTR actually.
Yeah, it's great. No, it's fantastic. Nice to be here back at the Autosport show. And like you say, it'll be signed up and done for the next year's British Touring Car Championship. So yeah, over the moon. And yeah, behind us is one of my sponsors, Litchfield. This is their awesome GTR. So yeah, just having a little chat, mingling as you do at the Autosport show, and yeah, just enjoying it.
Now, it's been interesting that we've had the new Focus, or the reshaped Ford Focus RS actually unveiled today here with the shredded wheat with that team being announced. Obviously also as well the Alpha, which is being announced this weekend, being seen in the flesh for the first time, and obviously something you're going to be going side by side with for the next year. So how are you thinking the competition's looking so far?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tougher than ever. You know, better drivers, better cars. British Touring Car Championships ever evolving, which is great. You know, it means the fans get drawn in more and the sponsors get drawn in more. So overall, it's becoming a great package. Both, you know, the Handy Motorsport Alpha and the Motor-based Focus, they look fantastic. So yeah, we're making some nice changes to our Passat as well, which should be very good, and it will be unveiled at the media day.
So is there any more detail you can go into about those changes you're making so far, or is it just...
It's a little bit tricky. Yeah, we're just doing lots of bodywork changes, so the car will look slightly different, but also the suspension and everything, all the mechanical side of it is slightly changing as well. We've got a new engineer on board, Jeff Kingston, and Phil Overall, and they're fantastic. They've come up with some brilliant ideas to do with the car. So yeah, the car's been sent away to have some of those changes done, and hopefully come sort of the 1st of March we can get testing again.
And obviously in the 60th anniversary year for the British Touring Car Championship, the longer race, the double length race effectively at Snetterton, I'm assuming you're going to be looking forward to that.
It's a change, you know. It's something different. Very exciting race. It's going to be tricky. I don't know. They haven't released the full details in terms of what we're allowed to do as drivers and teams in terms of fuel or tyres. We've been told that we should be able to make the race distance on a fuel load, but tyres are going to be tricky. So maybe we'll see the return of a pit stop for tyres, which would be quite good fun, I think. But we will see. Nonetheless, I'm really looking forward to it. 60 years of touring cars, such an achievement, and also I get to be a part of that mega doubleheader race as well.
And obviously a very long time for the championship to be going on, excluding the current era where you're driving, because you might be slightly biased. What has been sort of your favourite moments of the series? I mean, obviously neither of us have been here long enough to see the whole 60, but what has been your favourite parts of the championship?
For me, my favourite, again, you know, like you said, I wasn't really around, or if I was a baby, but the Group A era for me is probably my favourite era of touring car racing across the world. You know, your E30 M3s, R32 Skylines, you know, all that sort of stuff, the Sierra Cosworths. They're just, that's what defined touring cars, really. And for me, that will always be the pinnacle sort of touring car racing that's sort of been and gone, unfortunately. But the current touring car is great. We love driving them. It brings a great challenge. But yeah, for sure, the Group A era for me is my favourite.
It's interesting actually say about the NGCC cars are quite good to drive, because I know they've been described by some as a bit strange as a racing car. What does it drive like?
They were strange. The new RML suspension, which got updated 2 years ago, is a new subframe and suspension units for all the NGTC cars. Before that, it was GPRM, and that was very soft, very softly sprung. The car felt quite wallowy, is probably the best way. It had a lot of grip, but it didn't feel very responsive. And now with the RML kit, it is more responsive. It's still not, you know, for instance, like a Clio Cup car would be very, very stiff and all that sort of stuff, very rigid. It doesn't still quite feel that level, but it's far better than it was before. So the car is better, but yes, they are different to drive, and they do feel maybe a bit softer than normal. So that's where the challenge comes in.
And of course, obviously working with Team Hard, they've got lots of different cars in lots of different championships. Obviously, I know you occasionally might get the opportunity to drive in something else, but what else would you like to drive in? What series or what circuit would you like to do that you don't at the moment?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I think for me, it'd be nice to maybe jump back into a big Ginetta and do an endurance race. I've always wanted to do an endurance race with my dad. He used to race, and it would be nice to do a round with him before it's too late, which would be good. So maybe something like that, some sort of GT race, either in the UK or in Europe, to go and race at a nice circuit. Maybe do Spa or something like that. But yeah, Team Hard obviously offer a lot of different championships that you can race in. But then also they might be having some more GT cars come in. So I think it would be nice to step back into a GT car at some point.
And ultimately, is that where you want to see your career go back into the GTs, or is it more staying in touring cars for the time being and just seeing where that goes?
I think touring cars is definitely my immediate future. I love it, and it's only growing, and hopefully 2018 will be a year where maybe I make myself a bit more known. We get to have some really good results with the car and stuff. That would be ideal, and therefore, I may stay a bit longer. But touring cars for now is my immediate future. Definitely for the next few years, I would hope. But eventually, I want to do Le Mans. All that sort of stuff. That has always been an aim of mine. So, the GT aspect and the endurance aspect has never left my mind, and it will be something that I will hopefully do eventually.
Well, it's interesting to hear that, and hopefully best of luck for 2018, and hope to hear from you soon.
Cool, thank you very much.